everyone, Scott of the Scottman, and we are here to do a driving video today. But we're continuing the video we did, the last driving video we did here on M-19. I'm not sure if I got it on video. They just passed, I think it just passed by the Sandusky County Courthouse. Because we're continuing our way north on M-19. We're heading through the thumb of Michigan. This is the third part, which I just filmed the part going from I-69 to M-46. And we're starting off the video here in Sandusky, Michigan. And we're going to be taking M-19 all the way to where it ends up at M-142 east of Bad Axe. And what we're seeing here is M-19 is running concurrent with M-46, and it's going to do that for a little bit here. As we head out of downtown Sandusky, now we're getting to like the more commercial district. We got a big boy, got a McDonald's up ahead. Oops, excuse me. Got a couple gas stations up ahead too. As I was saying at the end of the previous M-19 video, M-46 goes east all the way to Port Sanilac, and then it goes west to Saginaw, even goes north to Frankenmuth. Oh, I think that used to be a former Kmart. Even a Taco Bell off to the right. And there's even a Walmart too. And yeah, they're going really slow. Like they're going like 20 miles per hour to the speed limit. Well, that's probably why. Because yeah, the speed limit's 55 and they're going 35. Even so, the car in front of me is still not going. It's going faster, but not the speed limit. Although he's getting up to the speed limit a little bit. Yeah, now we're there. I'm even a Ford dealer. And we are now leaving Sandusky and heading back out to farm country. Because yeah, most of the thumb of Michigan is generally farmland and just maybe some rolling hills in areas. Oh, sweet, new pavement. Yeah, this is pretty fresh, so picked a good time to do this video, because who knows, if I would have come up here in like July, they could have been working on this. But yeah, since I filmed the last M-19 video, it's warmed up a little bit. My car thermometer is reading 63 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's probably starting to get up to more like close to maybe between 17 and 18 degrees Celsius. But it's supposed to be a very nice day today, so definitely a great idea to go out and explore more of the great state of Michigan. So when it comes to my different travels, like I love going out to different states or different countries, although it's I'm pretty much 99% sure I will not be leaving the United States in 2020, which I have not. The last year I have not left the United States was 2010, which was 10 years ago. Just because I think with the exception of several countries, or maybe like somewhere between 10 and 20 countries, like most countries are close to either all tourists or U.S. tourists. Like even like Europe's close to U.S. tourism for the foreseeable future, just because of the virus outbreak. Or and heck, I think most of the places that are open to U.S. travelers right now, it's like they even have mandatory quarantine regulations. So it's like traveling there, it's like you don't get to experience the culture in just a hotel room, or in some countries a facility. It's like, no thanks. Entering Elmer here, and I think it's just an unincorporated village because there's not. I don't even know if I don't even see a post office, so I don't think this is incorporated or anything. And I'm going to be continuing north on M-19, so this is where M-19 is going to be branching off to the north. So M-46, of course, will continue out west, and we'll head north to stay on M-19. And we leave the fresh new pavement, although this is still really good pavement too. But getting back to my original topic, up 30 miles to Bad Axe. Okay, yeah, he's going rather slowly, so I'm going to go ahead and pass him up really quick. One moment, please. Just nice and easy. It's like this one thing about driving on some of the more remote highways in the thumb of Michigan is that there's not a lot of traffic, to where it's like if you come across somebody who's going really slow, it's like it's pretty easy to pass somebody. Or heck, if you go on M-53, I think M-53 even has passing lanes too. Because I think that car that's now behind me was not even going 50 miles an hour in a 55. So yeah, 29 miles to Bad Axe. However, keep in mind, this road does not go all the way to Bad Axe, so it's probably gonna be more like 25 miles to go for this video. So this video is probably gonna be, it's hard to say. This could be another long one too. But yeah, going back to my original topic though, it's like, especially love exploring other states or countries, it's like it's always great to explore good old Michigan too, which in 2020 I've done a lot of that. Just because until August I really didn't feel it was a good idea to really go out of the state of Michigan. Although I could have gone down to Ohio or something, because I live only an hour and a half from Toledo, but I didn't want to take the chance back then. And then back in August, yeah, things were a lot better. So it's like, okay, time for a trip to the Dakotas. But before that road trip though, it's like I got to explore a lot of areas in Michigan, including towns I had not even have heard of until I looked at Google Maps. Yeah, there are some nice homes along it here at M-19. It's like, what I'd be curious about is for people who have homes all the way up here, is I'm curious what they do career-wise. I don't know if they work in agriculture, or if they, I know a lot do, but, or if they run a business in some of the smaller towns or cities, like Sandusky, for example. Or people could even work remotely too, and not just because of the pandemic. Because as things become more and more digitalized, like there are a lot more jobs out there to where you don't even have to leave your house. That's why it's like there are a lot more and more people are becoming either location independent or becoming or even digital nomads, to where they work remotely but they don't necessarily live in one location. Because there are a lot of jobs out there to where you don't have to be in an office. Although if I were to be talking about this 20 years ago, people would think I'm nuts. They'd be like, "Are you serious?" Or you can't be serious. Nowadays, absolutely. And who knows? There could even be people who could even have to commute all the way down to Port Huron. It's no different than people who live out in in the Metro Detroit area. That people commute into Detroit each day, and they live out in Briner Howell, Michigan, where they have over hour commutes or hour-long commutes, which would be really bad. Although it's the price to pay if you want to live way out in the country and have some peace and quiet, but that's the cool thing, is that everybody's different. Some people like to live in the city. Some people like to live in the suburbs, where it's not completely urban, to where in the middle of a big city, but you still got a lot of things going on, but have a little bit more space. Or you live completely out in the country, where you don't have any city life, or you live way out here, for example, and you'd be lucky to find another person. It's everybody has different preferences, and there's pros and cons to living in the country or in the city or in a suburban area. I don't know how much detail I want to go into, but it's what do you think? It's living out in the country, it's far away from a lot of people. It's a lot less crowds, but at the same time, it's a lot more and of course, you have wide open spaces. But of course, the cons, you may have quite a bit of a drive or to go to a grocery store, or anywhere to get food. So it's if you live far away from a grocery store, it's that's usually where, if you go to the grocery store, you typically stock up on items, so that way you minimize your trips. Or if you live in the city or the metro area, you could go a couple times a week, you could go 3 times a week, or heck, you could go to a market every day if you like, because you could just walk a short distance. Around here, you have to drive quite a ways. Well, just think, the last grocery store we passed, or a store that sells any type of groceries or any type of goods, it was that Walmart we passed back in the west part of Sandusky. That's the cool thing about Michigan, though, is that, even if you're in Detroit, it's you only have to drive in certain areas, maybe 30 miles or so, and you're out in the country. So if you want to do a day trip out of the city, it's really easy to do that, as long as you have a car. Which is because the public transportation in Detroit is not that great, other than maybe some buses that can go to different areas, and of course the Q line that goes along Woodward Avenue and the People Mover in downtown Detroit. There's not really any public transportation options. So it's like if you're traveling around Metro Detroit, or even just in Detroit, unless you're staying just in the downtown core where you could walk or use the Q line, you pretty much need to have a car. Either your own car or a rental car. One thing I will be curious about, though, is that if they ever will make like some type of a passenger railroad that goes from like Detroit Metro Airport into downtown Detroit, some type of light rail system. Yeah, that would be really cool. Or maybe that's not necessarily going to downtown Detroit, although that'd be really ideal. But maybe at least have it to where it goes to where that Amtrak station is over at Woodward Avenue, north of I-94, and then from there you can hop on the Q line and take that right into downtown Detroit. That's always a potential option. But I don't know. Although, to be honest, too, it's like around Metro Detroit, even if you don't rent a car, it's like you can still rely on Uber and Lyft, too. And here is another little small village, Argyle. But yeah, this is even smaller compared to Peck as well. But it's incorporated because there is a post office here. Alright, we're now heading back out in the country. Now to get out here though, I don't think, I could be wrong on this, you have to check the website for Uber and Lyft, but I don't know if Uber and Lyft comes out, or if they come out this far. It's like to do what we're doing, you pretty much would have to rent a car, or buy a car. I think there's gonna be a car that's gonna be passing me up momentarily. But I guess he's probably waiting for these couple of cars. But yeah, he was starting to get rather close to me. And I think after not this car, but the next one, he should be able to safely pass on by. Oh yeah, it's perfectly clear now. So let me get over to the right a little bit just to give him some more space. Oh yeah, like look at the. Although a lot of people tend to go faster when they're passing somebody, but yeah, he's cruising. Like he's easily going over 70 miles per hour, maybe even faster than that. Like I remember one time, it's 2020 now. Like I remember like 15 years ago. Because I was only like 16 or 17, probably 17 years old. I remember driving on a country road with my grandfather one time. I was the one driving, and I was driving like 55 miles per hour. And I remember a car passing me up pretty fast, kind of like what I just saw here. And then 2 or 3 miles later, that same car was pulled over by a police officer. So yeah, that was rather entertaining. So it's like at the end of the day, I end up getting to my destination faster than that car would have. I should probably have some water. for a long period of time without having any water, my throat tends to dry up a little bit, so. Yeah, the corn is looking really good right now. It's like it should be harvested. Corn, we're getting close to when corn would be harvested. But yeah, Michigan has some really good corn, though. If you ever had, yeah, if you haven't tried it, yeah, you definitely have to get Michigan sweet corn. It is absolutely delicious. And all throughout some of the more rural areas of Michigan, you may occasionally see different stands where farmers are selling fresh corn on the cob. Or heck, especially like the farmers markets. Because yeah, it's like it's always the best idea to purchase like fresh produce from your local farmer than it is from a grocery store, because you know it's coming from somewhere local and it's coming from an actual farmer, and it's not being delivered from California or something. It's one thing if you're buying corn and it's like March, or maybe not March, but like May or June, when corn is not really harvested in Michigan at that time of the year. But yeah, it's like, just like it's important to support your local restaurants, it's also important to support your local farmers as well. And what's even better too is if you go to a local restaurant and they buy their produce or their meats or their ingredients, and it comes from local sources too, like farmers, for example. Because that way you're not only helping local farmers, but you're also helping local businesses. And yeah, with the virus outbreak, it's been about 3 months since restaurants have been able to open up for dining, although still to 50% capacity. But yeah, it's still a shame that many restaurants have had to close down permanently because of the virus outbreak and being forced to shut down except for takeout for a few months. Or maybe not a few months, maybe more like 2.5 months. But it's like, what I'm thankful though is that a lot of the restaurants I do go to a lot that back in Metro Detroit, a lot of them are still open. So yeah, continue to keep supporting your local restaurants. Like, we can't let them close down after all. But yeah, I still have the video up on YouTube, but yeah, I'll try to remember to post like a link or a card to it. But yeah, it's like I back a few months ago when things were really closed out, I filmed that support your local restaurants video. I still stand by that too. Because like, restaurants are still hurting right now because, again, they're not being, at least here, especially here in Michigan, they're not able to be, or they're not able to have full capacity inside just yet. So it's like, continue to go to your local restaurants, eat some food there, or even buy gift cards too, and then for your servers, yeah, tip them a lot more than 15-20%. Like, I would try to go up to 50% if all possible. Oh, and here is Bay City Forestville Road. Head west, that'll take you all the way out to, eventually to Bay City. And you want to go to the Sand Lake Petroglyphs, just continue west for a ways. Yeah, I remember going to the Sand Lake Petroglyphs last year. That was really cool. I really enjoyed going there. It's like, they have a semi-enclosed area. What I mean by semi-enclosed is that it's out in the open, but it has like a canopy over it to where where it keeps the actual petroglyphs protected from like the elements, like from like sunlight and like the rain and the snow. And we're now entering Huron County. But yeah, one thing I've noticed, even though it's just 2 areas north of Port Huron, I've been up to the thumb of Michigan a lot this year, I've noticed. But yeah, I'm not sure if I'll go up to the thumb back up to the thumb for the rest of the year though, but what's going, oh, he's turning into the subdivision. To go before we conclude the video. And we're about to come into another town, so that's pretty cool about M-19 is that it goes in a bunch of different small towns, even some small cities too. Oh, you can see quite a bit of wind turbines off to the left too. So I know Huron County has a lot of them. Because you'll see a lot of them if you go south, or especially south on M-25, going south of Caseville. The village of Ubly. And because M-19 does not go into Bad Axe, this is what I believe is the last town or city which M-19 travels through in its trunk line. We're starting to see a little bit more in the way of rolling hills. So it's not looking as flat as it was earlier in this video. But yep, this is farm country at its finest. And yeah, we won't be going all the way into Bad Axe in this video, but we'll be getting like rather close. Like we got another several miles to go in this video. Got a railroad crossing here. It looks like they recently smoothed out the railroad crossing there. Huh. That's pretty cool. Like even for a village like Ubly, they even have a Chevy dealer. Yeah, got some low-lying clouds up ahead too. They're not too low, but I think these are it's probably clouds that are probably some evaporation from maybe the Saginaw Bay or something. Because yeah, Huron County pretty much wedges into Lake Huron a little bit. Because yeah, if you go west of Port Austin, you're entering the Saginaw Bay, and then of course east of there it's the main part of Lake Huron. But the thumb of Michigan is an agricultural wonderland. Gotta love it. Explore the thumb area of Michigan for the day today, and then of course it's just a day trip, so after a while I'll be going back down to the Metro Detroit area. And also, not today, but sometime during this Labor Day weekend, I definitely want to get out to, I need to film another restaurant tour down in Metro Detroit. Do that. There's also a driving tour video I want to do too, which I already planned out the route I would like to do. The weather's looking really nice again for tomorrow, so that tomorrow will be a really good day to do that. And during Labor Day weekend as well, I need to do some video editing too. So I got quite a bit I gotta do still from that North and South Dakota trip. But yeah, overall, M-19, I would say it's a good route to go up through the thumb, but it's probably not the fastest, just because, unlike M-53, I feel like you go through a lot more communities. Because when you think about it, it's like M-19, you don't really go through New Haven, but you go through Richmond, you go through Memphis, you go through Emmett, you go through Yale. I'm probably missing some towns. I also go through Ubly. I did say Sandusky, right? And I also go through Peck. Or M-53, you don't really go through as many. Although you still go through like Almont, you go just along, or just to the, or you go through a little bit of Imlay City, and then of course Bad Axe. Still, this is a nice route though, very scenic. And I had too, but hardly any traffic, so it makes it a little bit more relaxing. Oh, that's really cool. A nice little lake off to the left. About another mile and a half to go before we get to the end of the video, and when we get to it's M-142. I think I said M-143 by accident throughout this video and the last, maybe even the last one too. Oh well. Yep, we're seeing signs for potential stop sign. So we're getting close to the end of M-19. So we have just driven all of M-19 in this video. Well, not in this video, but 3 videos. The first part going to I-69, then I just did part 2 before this, and then here. So I hope you enjoyed this video of M-19 going from M-46 in Sandusky all the way up to M-142 just east of Bad Axe. Because yeah, if you go to Bad Axe, just continue west on M-142, and you'll be there in a few minutes. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to click that subscribe button to come along and join me for the adventure, and don't forget to click that notification bell so that way you know when a new video goes live. Well, thanks for watching. watching, and this is Scott with the Scottman signing out.